If your handbag is making your outfit look cheap, you're not alone. Some bags can secretly drag down your entire look, no matter how polished the rest of your outfit is. In this video, I'm revealing 7 handbags that instantly cheapen your style and what to carry instead to look effortlessly elegant and modern. 1. Overly logo-heavy totes. Let's start with one of the most common and honestly one of the most misunderstood style mistakes, the overly logo-heavy tote bag. Now I get it. There was a time when carrying a bag plastered in logos was considered the height of sophistication. It was about showing status, making a statement, and letting the world know, yes, I can afford this. But here's the truth. That kind of bag doesn't say elegance anymore. In fact, it says the opposite. When your tote is covered in giant brand names or repeating monograms, it ends up drawing all the attention. It takes the spotlight away from your personal style and puts it on the brand. Instead of people noticing your beautiful coat or your perfectly tailored trousers, their eyes go straight to the bag, and not in a good way. It can make even the most refined outfit feel busy, distracted, loud, and sometimes even a little desperate to be noticed. But here's something I've learned, and I always share this with my clients. The most stylish women don't need to announce themselves. Their elegance speaks quietly but confidently, and that's what true sophistication is all about. Let's be honest, many of these logo-covered bags have also been massively overdone. You see them everywhere, from the mall to the airport to fast fashion knockoffs, and unfortunately, that kind of saturation doesn't make your outfit feel elevated. It makes it feel common. So what's the alternative? What should you carry instead if you still want something chic, functional, and beautifully made without looking like you're trying too hard? My top recommendation is the SENREVE Midi Maestra. This bag is everything that a logo-heavy tote is not. It's sleek, it's structured, and it's incredibly versatile. The design is thoughtful, with multiple ways to carry it. You can wear it as a shoulder bag, a crossbody, or even as a backpack if you're on the go. But what really sets it apart is the lack of branding. There's no loud logo, no repeating monogram, just clean lines, refined hardware, and a silhouette that quietly says, I have amazing taste. The Midi Maestra is the kind of bag you can carry into a meeting, out to lunch, or on a weekend getaway, and it fits in perfectly every time. It's that rare combination of luxury and practicality that's actually timeless. And the best part, it instantly lifts your entire outfit. You could be wearing a simple white blouse and black trousers, go out. Nothing flashy, but the moment you add this bag, the whole look just comes together. This is what I always say about bags like the Maestra. They don't demand attention, they earn it. So if your current everyday tote is covered in logos and you've been feeling like your outfits just aren't looking as elevated as they could, start here. Switch to something more refined and watch how everything, from your posture to your confidence, levels up. 2. Trendy neon crossbodies. Let's talk about neon. Neon colours, especially in handbag form, can be fun. They're bright, they're energetic, they're eye-catching. But let me be very clear, neon crossbody bags are not doing your wardrobe any favours, especially not if you're aiming for an elegant, polished look. Here's why. Neon shades like electric pink, lime green, or fluorescent yellow tend to overpower everything around them. They don't enhance your outfit, they hijack it. You might start with a lovely neutral base, a cream blouse, tailored pants, maybe even a beautiful blazer. But the moment you throw on a neon crossbody bag, the entire outfit gets dragged into trend land. And let's be honest, neon doesn't age well. What feels fashion forward in one season almost always looks off trend the next. And that kind of fast fashion cycle is the opposite of elegant. Trends that come and go quickly aren't designed to flatter long term. They're designed to get attention, but attention doesn't always equal style. Especially if you're over 50, you want your accessories to enhance your sophistication, not fight with it. And unfortunately, most neon bags come across as youthful in a way that feels forced. Or worse, like you're trying to recapture a fashion moment that no longer fits your life. And here's the other thing, a lot of neon bags are made with low quality materials because the focus is on colour, not craftsmanship. So not only do they clash with your wardrobe, they also tend to look a little cheap. So what do you carry instead? What gives you that modern feel but still feels polished and timeless? Let me introduce you to the Mini Lambskin Cloud Clutch by MANSUR GAVRIEL. This is exactly how you add interest and style without going overboard. The Cloud Clutch is soft and sculptural. It looks like a piece of art in your hand, but it's still functional and comes in rich, versatile colours that pair beautifully with everything. Instead of neon, think classic shades like blush, navy, ivory or caramel. These tones don't scream, they whisper, and that's exactly the energy you want if you're building an elegant wardrobe. The lambskin leather on this bag is luxurious. It's the kind of material that instantly feels expensive, even if no one knows the brand. And that's the whole point. You don't need loud logos or neon colours to make a statement. Let the texture, the silhouette, the simplicity speak for itself. And the Cloud Clutch, it adds just the right amount of modern flair. It's the kind of bag that makes you feel creative, fashionable, but still completely in control of your look. So if you're currently holding onto a neon crossbody that felt fun 2 seasons ago and now it's just collecting dust, let that be your cue. Replace it with something that fits the woman you are now, confident, stylish, sophisticated, and still fashion forward without following every trend. 3. Overly slouchy hobo bags. Let's talk about hobo bags, especially the overly slouchy kind that collapse into themselves the second you set them down. Now listen, I get the appeal. They're soft, they're comfortable, they feel easy and relaxed, especially if you're someone who likes a casual bohemian vibe. But here's the problem. When a bag loses all structure, when it flattens out like a pancake under its own weight, it doesn't just look unrefined, it actually drags down your entire silhouette. Instead of complementing your outfit, it competes with it. Or worse, it makes your look feel sloppy and unfinished. And that's the last thing any of us want, especially over 50, when our personal style has matured and we're aiming for a look that's clean, intentional, and pulled together. An overly slouchy hobo bag sends the wrong message. It can make a beautifully tailored blazer look lazy. It can turn a classic pair of trousers into something that suddenly feels too casual, and it adds bulk where you don't want it, usually right at the hip, which can actually throw off your body proportions. Here's a tip I always share with clients. Structure equals polish. A bag doesn't have to be rigid, but it should hold its shape. That little bit of structure frames your outfit. It shows you thought about what you're wearing, and it gives your look that sense of quiet confidence. So what's a better choice? My absolute favourite alternative, and the one I personally recommend all the time, is the Midi Montreal by DeMellier. This bag is the definition of understated elegance. It still has softness and approachability, but it doesn't collapse. The shape holds, the silhouette is refined, and the top handle and clean body give it a modern architectural look that works with both casual and dressy outfits. Whether you're wearing jeans and a button-up shirt or a knit dress and tall boots, the Midi Montreal adds to the look instead of taking away from it. And I love that this bag is a little bit under the radar. It's not overly trendy. You won't see it everywhere, but when someone does notice it, they instantly know you have great taste. The leather is beautiful. The size is practical, and the minimal hardware means it'll never clash with your jewellery or belts. It's a grown-up bag in the best possible way. So if you're still hanging on to that slouchy hobo bag that's been through 10 winters and still won't hold its shape, this might be your sign. Let it go. You deserve a handbag that supports your style, not one that pulls it down. The link to the Midi Montreal is in the description below. And trust me, once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever carried anything else. 4. Cheap looking faux leather bags. Now I know this one might be a little sensitive because faux leather bags can be very tempting. They're usually affordable, they come in every colour imaginable, and they're everywhere, from fast fashion retailers to local department stores. But here's the hard truth. Most cheap faux leather bags, and I say most very intentionally, don't hold up over time. They might look okay on day 1, but by week 3, 3, they've started peeling, cracking, losing their shape, the corners fray, the handles split, and suddenly your affordable bag starts to look like it's been through a war. Even worse, cheap faux leather tends to have that certain texture. You know what I mean. It's stiff, shiny, almost plastic, and it immediately cheapens whatever outfit you're wearing, no matter how beautiful the rest of it is. You could be wearing a cashmere sweater, tailored trousers, and polished boots, but if the bag looks like vinyl and squeaks when it moves, the whole look falls apart. Now let me be clear, not all faux leather is bad. There are some wonderful vegan leathers on the market now, durable, matte, and made with care, but when the bag is mass produced for 30 or less, chances are the materials won't age well, and if you're aiming for elegance, aging well is everything. So what's the alternative? I always tell women this: if you're going to invest in just one bag, make it a timeless leather tote, something you can carry for years, something that works with your wardrobe and your lifestyle, and most importantly, something that actually looks and feels expensive. One of my top recommendations, the System Tote by Kuyana. This tote is one of those pieces that checks every box. It's made from premium leather, soft, supple, and beautifully finished. The shape is structured but not stiff. The size is just right, large enough to carry everything you need, but not so big that it overwhelms your frame. What I love most about this bag is how effortless it feels. It doesn't scream for attention. It just quietly elevates your look, no matter what you're wearing, whether you're heading into a meeting, catching a flight, or running errands around town. The System Tote adds instant polish. It says, I care about how I present myself, without ever looking like you tried too hard. And unlike a cheap faux leather bag that falls apart after a season, the System Tote just gets better with time. The leather develops character, the structure stays beautiful, and you'll find yourself reaching for it day after day. So if you've got that one okay faux leather bag in your closet, the one that was a quick fix but doesn't really bring you joy, maybe it's time to let it go. Make space for something that actually aligns with the woman you are today. Stylish, sophisticated, selective in the best way. 5. Loud monogrammed bags. Let's talk about the monogram situation. You know the ones I'm talking about. Bags with oversized initials printed across every inch in bold patterns. These bags might have made a splash once, but today they rarely say luxury, they say overdone. And look, I understand why people are drawn to them. They're recognizable, they're status driven, they feel like a shortcut to designer style. But here's the catch: when your handbag is covered in monograms, it starts to dominate your outfit. Instead of working with your wardrobe, it works against it. Your eye goes straight to the bag, and not in a subtle, elegant way. It's more like, look at me, I'm wearing a brand. And that, unfortunately, is what cheapens the overall look. Here's what I always remind women: true elegance never needs to shout. It doesn't rely on logos or branding. It relies on quality, proportion, simplicity, and a sense of ease. So if your go-to bag is covered in repeating initials, it might be time to step away from that style. Not because it's bad, but because you've simply outgrown it. What's a better alternative? One of my favorite refined replacements is the KHT Lotus small textured leather tote. This bag is quiet but powerful. The shape is sculptural. The leather is matte and luxurious, and there's no visible branding, nothing flashy, nothing gimmicky, just incredible design. This is the kind of bag that looks equally good with jeans and a white button down as it does with a wool coat and tall boots. It's minimalist but far from boring. The textured leather adds depth and interest. The design feels high-end but approachable, and most importantly, it blends into your wardrobe seamlessly. With a bag like this, the entire outfit gets to shine, not just the accessory. So if you've been holding on to that monogrammed bag because it was expensive, just remember, cost doesn't equal class. How you wear something matters more than what it cost. And when you swap a loud monogram for something like the Lotus tote, you'll see a massive difference in how pulled together you feel, and how often you get compliments that sound like, wow, you look so chic. What bag is that? Because that's the power of quiet luxury. 6. Bright patent leather bags. Alright, this one might sting a little, but we need to talk about bright, shiny, patent leather bags. These bags are glossy, reflective, and often come come in bold colours like cherry red, cobalt blue or fuchsia. They were trendy for a while, but they've not aged well. Patent leather in a bold colour tends to look plastic. It reflects light in a way that makes the bag feel artificial, and in many cases it actually cheaps the appearance, even if the bag was expensive. Now let's go one step further. When you pair bright patent leather with oversized hardware, big zippers or an overly trendy silhouette, the look starts to feel costumey, and I don't say that lightly. It gives off trying to be fashionable energy instead of effortlessly stylish energy. Here's the thing about elegance after 50. It's not about playing it safe, but it is about choosing pieces that feel intentional, sophisticated, that support your look, not overpower it. So what's the swap? My recommendation is the brown Periand mini tote by Metier. This bag is everything bright patent leather is not. It's matte, it's rich, it's subtle, and it has this quiet sense of craftsmanship that just radiates sophistication. The colour, a warm brown tone, is one of those chameleon shades that works with almost any palette. Neutrals, jewel tones, black, cream, you name it. The structure is precise, the shape is flattering, and the details, like the subtle stitching and the smooth handles, are what take it from just a bag to, wow, that looks expensive. I often say this about the Periand Mini. You won't realise how much you love it until you wear it, and then you won't want to carry anything else. It elevates without trying, and unlike patent leather, it never reflects the trends, only the woman carrying it. So if you have a bright, shiny bag you've been hesitant to wear because it feels a little too much, trust that instinct and trade it in for something that actually works with your elegance, not against it. The 7. Cutesy, over-embellished bags. This last one is something I see way too often, and I say this with love. The cute handbag. You know the type. Little bows, dangling charms, rhinestones, glitter, cartoon characters, sometimes even fabric flowers or sequins. Now, those bags might have been fun 10 or 15 years ago, but as we evolve, our style should evolve too, and over-embellished cutesy bags rarely read as elegant. They read as youthful in a way that feels off, not in a charming way, but in a way that clashes with a polished modern wardrobe. It's not about looking your age, it's about honouring the sophistication you've earned. Your bag should feel like a reflection of the confident, stylish woman you've become, not like it came from a teenage accessory aisle. So what's the better option? The Nano Leather Tote by Strathberry is my personal favourite for this exact scenario. This bag is small, yes, but it's not childish. It's structured, elegant, and it has just enough unique detail, like the signature bar closure, to feel special without crossing into novelty. This is how you do personality in a handbag without looking like you're trying to be 22 again. The Nano Tote comes in a range of sophisticated colours, from classic black to soft blush to deep burgundy, and the proportions are perfect if you like a compact bag that still feels elevated. You can wear it crossbody for casual days, or carry it by the top handle for dinners or evenings out. Either way, it always feels intentional. So if you've been clinging to a glittery bag because it's fun or it's different, I totally understand. But ask yourself, is this the energy I want to bring to the room? Because your bag speaks before you do. Let it say something powerful. Let it say elegance, sophistication, and confidence with just the right amount of flair. And if any of these bags caught your eye, I've linked every single one in the description for you. Yes, some of them are a little more of an investment, but they're beautifully made, timeless, and designed to elevate your wardrobe for years, not just one season. When your handbag looks refined, everything else falls into place. So treat yourself to something that reflects your style now, not who you were 10 years ago. And if you're building a more elegant collection, definitely head over to my website. You'll find more expert tips, outfit ideas, and curated recommendations to help you look polished at any age.